make some money.
So here we go then, our second semi-final. And it is the all-Korean matchup between this woman here, Chang Hye Jin, the world #1, and the Olympic champion of 2016 in Rio last year. Shooting on target #1. 9.3 for her arrow average. Pretty impressive, as is her conversion rate of her match play up into the 70% territory.
And you know, watching last year, I was at the Olympics early. I was helping with the equipment booth, and watching them practice, I have some text messages, probably prove this, but I said, you know who I think is going to win is I called her the forgotten Korean, because Choi Mi-soon was shooting so well going into that, and obviously Bo Bae was the defending gold medalist. But watching him practice, Chang Hye Jin was by far the best, and she ended up converting.
So the #1 and 2 archers in the world head-to-head here. Broad smile from a fan favourite, Bo Bae, the 2012 Olympic champion, against the 2016 Olympic champion. Looking forward to this one. Steve, I'm not going to put you under pressure to pick this. We'll just enjoy the arrows as they come down, because what's interesting is neither of these two look imperious yet, do they? They both struggle to settle early on in their matches.
Right, yeah, and the way Perova just shot, I think whoever wins, like I said, has got a tough match ahead of him. And Tanya Ting's probably going to want to come back and prove herself again. So the one who goes to the bronze medal isn't going to have an easy match there either.
So Chang will begin. Oh, and she finds the 10 with her first arrow. So that's key.
흐름만 지키고 가자, 혜진아, 흐름만.
보배야, 슈팅 먼저 슈팅. 아니야, 슈팅 먼저.
끝까지 지키자. 7시 9.5.
슈팅 먼저야.
So 28 for Chang Hye Jin. Age 30, just a year older than Ki, and such strength in the Korean national team. Even with their amazing records, they're always in and out, aren't they?
Yeah, it happened to Bo Bae after 2012 Olympics. She didn't make the team the following year. We saw that on the men's side this year. And Chang Hye Jin, no issues. She remained on the team after the circus they go through after winning Olympic gold. But yeah, there is incredible depth there.
Now, if you do recall, Chang Hye Jin's quest to the gold medal in Rio after defeating...
혜진아, 손에 힘 쓰지 말고 어깨에 흐름 가지고 가자.
So Chang made her international debut in 2010. This is her first World Cup experience in a finals, unbelievably, whereas Ki, more experienced and has 2 titles to her name and looking to defend the crown she won in Odense last year.
좋아, X.
그래. 과감하게. 끝까지.
using almost all of her time there. Key long hold for her, about a 10.
Yeah, and she tends to hold a touch longer than most of the Korean archers.
9 for Chang. Little tension in her shot there, I think.
For her, that'd be considered a long hold.
Key looking very solid. None of the uncertainty that was present in her previous match.
7시 9.2.
28 for Chang Hye now with an opportunity. 9 will take the set. 10 for 3 perfect arrows. 8 tied up.
I've seen that. I've seen that a couple times now.
Lots of communication going on between the coaches and their archers. A little pat on the back. That can either work or not, can't it, in that situation?
Yeah, you see a lot on the recurve side where they comment, or the coach is given a verbal cue throughout the entire shot process. On the compound side, you tend to not hear too much unless they get low on the clock or something of that nature. But
잘할 수 있으면 되는 거야.
They started miking up the coaches now in these competitions. I think that's really interesting because you can just hear, even if you can't speak the language, you can get a sense of the message that's being conveyed.
Yeah, and you can hear tone and things like that and have an understanding. As an athlete, it's sometimes concerning, walking back to the coach's box, what I might say, who knows. But so far, so good.
Chang opens up with a 10. I think to separate these two in set score so far. 2 set points each. First to 6 goes through to the final. Key holding a long time again. Oh, finding the 10. Chang wild with an 8. Sent down a couple of 8s in her previous match too, and a little doubt creeping in maybe. Key looking to punish her for that wild shot. She does. It's a 9. She edges ahead. Always looking back for reassurance. Key to her coach. 27 for Chang, the door wide open for Key to take a 4-2 lead. Beautiful shot of her shadow, statuesque on the shooting line. And it is a 9, again another long hold, just enough, and 4-2 now the lead for Bo Bae. The world number 2 leads the world number 1. Lots of detailed coaching going on there for Key. I think she's brought her own coach with her to the tournament. Someone she's familiar with working with at home in Korea.
Yeah, and there does seem to be a lot of coaching. It seems like they're both kind of struggling to find that consistent rhythm. So there is some coaching saying, hey, here's what's going on, here's why you missed there, rather than you missed because it was a bad shot. You're gonna hit your good shots and miss your bad. I think they're both making some good shots that aren't landing where they might think they should, and we don't know what it is, if it's a component of wind or just some tension, nerves. I don't know.
Good start for this set for Chang with a 10. Doesn't feel like there's too much wind out there, does there?
No, and you watch the flag,
still.
it's one of those that's going away from you. So what you feel on the body and what can happen downrange is oftentimes different, especially with the structure we have to the left of the stadium.
Chang, 2 10s. Digging deep, using all of her class. Key a 10 with her first arrow. On loose with that one, an 8. Slight noise from the crowd because they know she had a really good chance to take this match, and Chang will now go to 29 and level the match up at 4 set points each. Key looking for a 10 to end strongly. Can she find it? No, she can't.
To 7. So a tied score, but a momentum shift for sure.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Even though it's a non-contact sport, archery, you do feel the punches that your other opponent throws at you sometimes.
There's a bit of that, yeah.
That's the way it feels when you watch it. You know, it might not be apparent to you stood there, but on the TV,
Yeah.
it is almost.
Yeah, when you're standing there and it gets really windy and you're watching your competitor thinking, he might give me one here, and he shoots a 10, that's when you feel the punch. Yeah, my match yesterday, there was plenty of wind in the bronze final, and I'll be the first to admit I probably had about 1 less arrow in the wind than my competitor, and that was the difference. But you know, he had a few where I thought he might give up a point or two, and he didn't, and those are the punches thrown.
So talking of giving up a point or two, an 8 from the world number 1. Not the way she wanted to start this 5th and final set, particularly when Key goes 1 better with a 9. So much focus on Chang's face there. Nearer, 9, better. Key just a point ahead. Will it be enough? Chang needs a 10. She finds it. Has a big shot right there. Forcing Key to find the center to win this match. And she does. Wow, what a way to finish. 28 points for Bo Bae, 6 for the victory. She goes through into the final. Last year's defending champion and a twice winner is through to the final of the 2017 Hyundai Archery World Cup, and the crowd acknowledge that victory. Very popular win, Steve.
That was a battle.
Yeah, terrific stuff from the 2 Koreans. So now we know the lineup, and it will be Key versus Parava in the final. And Chang
will walk out and come back on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's tough to do, and that's exactly what you had to do yesterday. And actually, what I found interesting in the morning in the women's competition, Sonicson, who really had her eye on the title here, as Chang would have done, really struggled to shrug off that semi-final defeat and didn't bring her A game in the bronze medal match and went home without a podium. You managed it somehow. Did you give yourself a talking to? Did Mrs. Anderson just sort of jab you in the ribs and say, come on?
Well, I had the 1 match gap, right? So I was the first semifinal. That can be advantageous. It cannot be. You know, sometimes it helps to walk off and walk right back on and keep shooting. Sometimes it helps to come off and have a little bit of time to collect your thoughts and then go back onto the field. So it just depends, you know. I think for Chang Hye Jin, she'll come out and be right back into shooting form. But everybody's a little different. You know, I remember watching the women's team round at the Rio Olympics, and the Italian team had a pretty tough loss in the semis, the Italian women, and when they came back on for the bronze, they were still in tears. You know, and they're trying to shoot through that, and needless to say, it didn't go too well for them.